Welcome to the Breath of God YouTube channel. This is a follow-up to episode 2, the Genesis of Drama, and we're going to cover the judicial prerogative of God, which we find in Genesis 6 through 9. Now, I have to say, Genesis chapter 6 is one of the wildest sections of scripture that you'll find in the Bible. So you see a further deterioration of mankind and an acceleration of rebellion. So you find this phrase in Genesis 6:1, the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose. So the sons of God, this is the sons of Elohim. So this term, sons of Elohim, is also repeated in a couple different places. I think the best place to go is like in the first chapter of Job. The sons of Elohim come with Satan to the celestial courts of heaven. So when you are interpreting the Bible, it's really important. The Bible always gives 2 or 3 accounts of a term so that you can give the appropriate context to that interpretation. So these sons of Elohim are some kind of angelic celestial beings, and they are the sons of Elohim. Well, if you go back in Genesis chapter 1 and look at the term Elohim, Elohim is in reference to God the Creator. So these are celestial beings that have some sort of creative abilities like or similar to God. And it says that they married them. So I have the NIV here. Married here is the translation is they came to, or they entered into covenant with. And it's really interesting. These daughters of men, these are human women, and these sons of Elohim come into covenant with one another. And they have offspring. This is wild, because the word that's used to describe the relationship they came to, they mingled with, it's not the same word that's used in Genesis chapter 2 when God describes the sexual relationship between a man and a woman. This is Adam lay with his wife. He knew his wife, and that's how children were conceived. Here, a different term is used. It almost sounds like genetic experimentation. This is why when I read Genesis chapter 6, even to this day, it's like it's really hard to grasp this concept. But anyways, God was not pleased with this hybridization of humanity with the, looks like angelic together. And it created giants. And you find these giants later are also present when the Israelites enter the Promised Land, and then also when David fights Goliath, he fights one of these giants who are an offspring of one of these unions between sons of Elohim and daughters of men. So Noah wasn't involved in this. He was blameless, meaning he was genetically pure. He found favor with God, and God commands him to build the ark. God's like pretty much like, I'm grieved. God is so saddened by man's rebellion, and the angels themselves rebelling against a loving creator. that he finally decides, I have to do something about this, and he has to take a dramatic action. Otherwise, humanity is going to be utterly and completely corrupted. So Noah builds the ark. God closes them in, and you have 8 people in all, with numerous animals that God brought that survived the flood. And God literally starts over with Noah, his 3 sons, his wife, and his and 3 daughter-in-laws. And that is God's judicial prerogative in Genesis 6 through 9. Thank you.